What if I told you Earth hides an underwater world beyond imagination? Beneath ocean waves lies a living structure, visible even from space itself. We are about to explore the Great Barrier Reef in Australia today. This journey reveals secrets hidden beneath turquoise waters and coral cities alive. Imagine swimming through gardens of coral, stretching farther than entire countries combined. Few places on Earth are as vibrant and mysterious as this ecosystem. Scientists call it the largest coral reef system ever discovered on Earth. It supports thousands of marine species living in perfect underwater harmony together. From tiny fish to massive whales, life thrives within these coral walls. Every coral branch tells a story written over thousands of years ago. But beneath its beauty lies a fragile ecosystem under serious threat today. Rising ocean temperatures are changing colors of coral reefs across oceans worldwide. This transformation worries scientists studying climate change effects on marine life closely. Yet despite dangers, the reef continues to attract millions of visitors annually. Tourists come seeking adventure, beauty, and unforgettable underwater experiences here today always. Diving into reef feels like entering another planet beneath ocean surface completely. Colors explode in every direction from coral formations and sea creatures alike. The experience overwhelms senses with beauty, silence, and gentle ocean motion present. Many divers describe feeling peaceful connection with nature underwater world itself today. Marine biologists continue discovering new species hidden within coral ecosystems constantly alive. Each discovery reshapes understanding of ocean biodiversity and ecological balance globally today. Coral reefs also protect coastlines from storms and natural disasters effectively naturally. Without reefs, many coastal communities would face greater environmental risk today globally. This hidden shield beneath sea plays vital role in Earth's survival balance. However, human activity continues placing pressure on delicate coral ecosystems worldwide daily. Pollution and overfishing disrupt natural harmony beneath ocean waters, deeply constantly affecting. Scientists warn urgent action is needed to preserve this ecosystem immediately today. International efforts are being made to restore damaged reef sections carefully now. Conservation programs aim to protect marine life for future generations ahead worldwide. Education about reef importance helps people understand environmental responsibility better everywhere now. Still, the Great Barrier Reef remains one of Earth's wonders alive today. Its vast size stretches over thousands of kilometers along Australia coastline region. Space agencies even recognize its massive structure from orbit clearly today visible. Such scale makes it largest coral system on entire planet Earth itself. Explorers often spend years studying just small sections of reef carefully slowly. Every dive reveals unexpected encounters with vibrant marine organisms everywhere around here. Coral structures resemble underwater cities built by nature itself, slowly over time. Fish swim through these structures like streets in bustling city underwater realm. The ecosystem functions like perfectly balanced living machine, underwater world together system. Scientists fear irreversible damage if climate trends continue accelerating without global action. Coral bleaching events have increased significantly in recent decades. Worldwide patterns observed. These changes signal urgent need for environmental protection strategies, now globally immediately. Local communities depend heavily on reef tourism and fishing industries economically socially. Protecting reef ensures livelihoods for millions of people worldwide, continuously sustained future. Tourism brings awareness, but also increases environmental stress factors significantly today globally. Balancing tourism and conservation remains a major challenge for authorities everywhere now ongoing. New technologies help scientists monitor reef health in real time continuously today. Satellite imaging provides detailed views of reef changes over time globally monitored. Researchers hope restoration techniques can rebuild damaged coral areas effectively soon again. Artificial coral structures are being tested as possible solutions worldwide today trial. Every solution brings hope for preserving this natural wonder for future generations. Public awareness campaigns encourage responsible behavior near reefs daily globally now strongly. Simple actions can significantly reduce human impact on ecosystems over time greatly. The reef continues inspiring scientists, travelers, and environment. As we continue, the Great Barrier Reef reveals even deeper hidden wonders today. Imagine arriving at the coast of Australia, feeling ocean breeze against your face. The journey begins before you even touch the water itself here completely. Boats glide across crystal waters carrying explorers toward coral ecosystems beneath waves. Tour guides explain the reef's importance while excitement builds among passengers on board. Many travelers feel emotional anticipation before their first real dive underwater experience. One diver once said the ocean felt like entering a different universe entirely. That feeling becomes common once people witness coral landscapes stretching endlessly below. Schools of fish move in synchronized motion like dancers performing underwater ballet. Each movement reflects perfect balance, shaped by millions of years of evolution. The reef is not just structure, it is a living, breathing ecosystem. Every coral polyp contributes silently to building this massive underwater architecture daily. Scientists compare coral reefs to rainforests because of their incredible biodiversity richness. However, unlike forests, coral reefs exist completely hidden beneath ocean surfaces worldwide. Many first-time divers describe initial fear before transforming into pure awe. The moment they descend underwater, silence replaces all sounds from surface world. Only bubbles and distant marine sounds accompany their slow underwater descent gently. Visibility underwater reveals colors brighter than anything seen on land environments before. Coral formations appear like glowing cities, illuminated by natural sunlight filtering down. This natural light creates magical patterns across reef structures, constantly shifting beautifully. Even experienced marine researchers admit they feel humbled by reef complexity daily. Each expedition reveals unpredictable encounters with rare marine species never seen before. One researcher documented fish species thought extinct suddenly appearing near coral regions. Such discoveries remind us how little we still know about oceans today. Local indigenous communities have respected reef ecosystems for thousands of years historically. Their cultural knowledge helps modern scientists understand environmental changes more effectively today. Traditional stories often describe reef as sacred living entity full of life. These perspectives highlight deep human connection with marine environments across generations globally. Tourists often underestimate how delicate coral ecosystems truly are until witnessing damage. Even a small touch can harm fragile coral structures permanently over time. Conservation guides continuously educate visitors about responsible diving practices underwater always carefully. Awareness programs help reduce accidental harm caused by human interaction significantly today. Every responsible action contributes to long-term survival of reef ecosystems worldwide greatly. Despite threats, coral reefs still demonstrate incredible resilience under changing conditions globally. Some coral species adapt slowly to rising ocean temperatures over long periods. However, adaptation speed is often slower than environmental changes occurring currently now. This imbalance creates urgent concern among marine biologists studying reef health globally. Research stations located near reef continuously monitor water temperature and coral condition. Data collected helps predict future changes in ecosystem stability and survival rates. Advanced underwater drones now explore regions too deep for human divers safely. These technologies reveal previously unseen habitats within reef systems, continuously expanding knowledge. Each discovery adds another piece to understanding Earth's largest coral ecosystem better. Photographers capture stunning images that bring underwater world to surface audiences globally. These images inspire millions to appreciate and protect marine environments more deeply. Social media spreads awareness about reef conservation to younger generations worldwide rapidly. Education systems increasingly include ocean ecology lessons in environmental science curriculums now. Children learning about reefs often develop lifelong passion for marine conservation early. This growing awareness creates hope for future protection of coral ecosystems globally. Yet challenges remain significant as climate pressures continue affecting ocean health daily. Scientists stress importance of reducing carbon emissions to protect marine biodiversity urgently. International cooperation is essential for meaningful environmental change across all nations today. Without collective action, fragile ecosystems like reefs may face irreversible consequences. Everything about the reef seems magical until you notice its hidden struggles. Beneath its beauty, a silent crisis is unfolding across vast coral regions. Scientists have discovered that coral reefs are changing faster than expected globally. This shift is reshaping how we understand ocean ecosystems and their survival. One major threat is coral bleaching, which turns vibrant reefs into pale skeletons. When ocean temperatures rise, corals expel algae that give them color. Without algae, corals lose both their color and essential energy sources quickly. This process leaves entire reef sections weakened and vulnerable to collapse. Many divers are shocked when returning to reefs they once saw thriving. Areas once full of color now appear dull and lifeless underwater, sadly. Yet the reef story is not only about destruction and loss alone. It is also about resilience, adaptation, and surprising natural recovery processes. Some coral species show unexpected ability to survive harsh environmental changes slowly. This gives scientists cautious hope for future reef restoration efforts worldwide ongoing. However, recovery depends heavily on stabilizing global climate conditions urgently now today. A deeper truth is that reefs influence far more than marine life alone. They regulate ocean chemistry and help maintain balance in marine ecosystems globally. Without reefs, fish populations would collapse, affecting global food chains significantly worldwide. Coastal erosion would increase dramatically without reef barriers protecting shorelines naturally daily. Entire island nations depend on reefs for survival and economic stability today. Tourism industries also rely heavily on healthy coral ecosystems for income globally. This makes reef protection both an environmental and economic priority worldwide equally. Yet human activities continue to stress these systems in multiple complex ways. Plastic pollution drifts into oceans, slowly damaging coral health over time. Chemical runoff from agriculture also contributes to reef degradation in many regions. Even sunscreen chemicals worn by swimmers can harm delicate coral structures locally. These small actions collectively create massive environmental pressure on reef systems. The surprising truth is that reefs are extremely sensitive to minor changes. A temperature rise of just 1 degree can trigger widespread bleaching events. That small change has global consequences across thousands of kilometers underwater. Scientists often describe reefs as early warning systems for planetary health overall. When reefs suffer, it signals deeper environmental imbalance affecting Earth itself. Despite this, coral ecosystems have survived for millions of years successfully. They have endured ice ages, climate shifts, and ocean transformations historically before. This resilience gives researchers hope that recovery is still possible today ahead. Restoration projects are now planting artificial reefs to support coral growth again. These structures act as foundations where new coral can slowly develop. Early results show promising signs of marine life returning to these areas. Fish populations begin to gather around restored reef structures gradually over time. This creates mini ecosystems that slowly expand into larger reef networks. However, restoration alone cannot replace global environmental responsibility and action needed. Awareness campaigns are spreading knowledge about reef protection across communities worldwide rapidly. People are beginning to understand their role in ocean conservation efforts daily. Schools teach students how coral ecosystems connect to global environmental systems. Scientists collaborate internationally to share data and improve restoration techniques globally. Technology is also revealing deeper insights into reef health and changes. Underwater sensors track temperature, acidity, and coral growth in real time. These tools allow researchers to predict damage before it becomes irreversible. Yet even advanced science cannot replace natural balance lost through destruction. That is why prevention remains more important than repair in long term. The reef's hidden truth is both fragile and incredibly powerful simultaneously. It shows how life thrives in balance but struggles under disruption. Every coral polyp plays a role in maintaining this delicate harmony underwater. Removing one part of the system can affect the entire structure globally. This interconnectedness is what makes reefs so vital to Earth's survival. Understanding this truth changes how we view oceans and our responsibilities. The reef is not just a destination, but a warning and teacher. It reminds us that beauty and fragility coexist in nature's most precious places. Now we face the most important question about the Great Barrier Reef's future. Can humanity truly save something as vast and fragile as this ecosystem? The answer depends on actions taken today across the entire planet. Scientists believe protection efforts can still make a meaningful difference. Every small improvement in environmental behavior contributes to reef survival. Governments are now investing in large-scale marine conservation programs globally. These programs aim to reduce pollution entering ocean ecosystems every day. One major focus is controlling agricultural runoff near coastal regions effectively. Another priority is reducing plastic waste entering marine environments worldwide. Communities are being encouraged to adopt more sustainable lifestyles gradually. Even simple changes can significantly reduce pressure on coral ecosystems. Tourists are now guided to follow strict reef-safe diving practices always. This includes avoiding physical contact with coral during underwater exploration trips. Eco-friendly sunscreen options are being promoted to protect marine life safely. Education campaigns are helping travelers understand their environmental impact clearly today. Local guides play a crucial role in spreading conservation awareness effectively. Many coastal communities are now actively participating in reef restoration projects. These communities depend on reefs, so their involvement is deeply important. Fishermen are also adopting sustainable fishing methods to protect marine populations. This balance helps maintain both economic stability and environmental health together. Scientists continue to study coral genetics to improve restoration success rates. By understanding coral adaptation, they hope to build stronger reef resilience. Artificial reef structures are being placed in damaged areas to encourage regrowth. These structures provide safe foundations for coral larvae to attach and grow. Early signs show that marine life returns faster than expected sometimes. Fish populations begin to repopulate restored zones within a few years. This recovery gives scientists renewed motivation to continue restoration work globally. However, long-term success still depends on controlling climate change impacts worldwide. Reducing carbon emissions remains the most critical global environmental challenge today. Without climate action, reef restoration efforts may not achieve lasting success. International agreements are being formed to address global warming collectively together. Countries are working toward shared environmental goals for ocean protection globally. Public awareness continues to grow through documentaries and educational programs worldwide. Social media also plays a powerful role in spreading reef conservation messages. People are becoming more emotionally connected to ocean ecosystems through visuals. This emotional connection inspires stronger commitment to environmental protection efforts today. Schools are integrating ocean conservation topics into science education curriculums globally. Younger generations are growing up more aware of environmental responsibility early. This shift in mindset creates hope for long-term ecosystem preservation efforts. Technology is also helping track reef health with greater precision than before. Satellites monitor ocean temperature changes that affect coral survival rates globally. Drones map underwater environments to identify damaged reef sections efficiently today. Artificial intelligence helps predict coral bleaching events before they fully occur. These innovations provide valuable tools for conservation scientists worldwide working together. Yet technology alone cannot solve environmental challenges without human cooperation globally. Personal responsibility remains essential in protecting fragile marine ecosystems effectively always. Every individual action contributes to a larger global environmental outcome eventually. Choosing sustainable products reduces pressure on natural ecosystems significantly over time. Supporting eco-friendly tourism helps preserve reef environments for future generations ahead. Spreading awareness encourages others to join conservation efforts across communities everywhere. The reef's future depends on unity between science, policy, and humanity. This collaboration represents the strongest hope for coral survival moving forward. Despite challenges, the reef continues to inspire global conservation movements today. Its beauty reminds us why protection efforts are worth every sacrifice made. The Great Barrier Reef stands as a symbol of nature's fragile strength. It teaches us that survival depends on balance, respect, and responsibility. As we reach the final part, one truth becomes impossible to ignore today. The Great Barrier Reef is not just a place, it is a legacy. It represents millions of years of natural creation beneath ocean waves. Every coral structure holds a history older than human civilization itself. This underwater world has survived countless changes across Earth's long timeline. Yet now, its greatest challenge comes from human activity and climate change. The future of the reef depends on choices made in this generation. That responsibility feels heavy, but it also brings incredible opportunity today. We are not powerless observers. We are active participants in its survival. Scientists, governments, and citizens all share responsibility for its protection globally. Hope begins with awareness, and awareness begins with understanding its importance. The more people learn about reefs, the more they feel connected. Connection creates care, and care leads to meaningful environmental action worldwide. Restoration projects continue expanding across damaged coral regions with promising results. Some reefs are already showing signs of slow but steady recovery. Marine life returns cautiously, rebuilding ecosystems one small step at a time. These successes prove that recovery is possible when action is consistent. However, progress must be sustained for the long-term survival of coral systems. Every small victory brings renewed motivation for conservation teams globally today. Divers returning to restored sites often describe emotional and powerful experiences. Seeing coral regrowth after destruction feels like witnessing nature's resilience firsthand. It reminds us that even damaged ecosystems can heal with support. The reef teaches patience, persistence, and the power of collective effort. It shows that change is slow but still achievable through unity. Future generations will judge us by how we protect this ecosystem. That thought inspires urgency in environmental discussions around the world today. Educational programs continue shaping young minds toward sustainability and conservation values. Children learning about reefs today may become tomorrow's environmental leaders. Their actions will determine whether coral ecosystems thrive or disappear entirely. Technology will continue playing a crucial role in reef protection efforts. Innovations may help restore coral faster than nature can recover alone. But technology must work alongside global responsibility and environmental commitment. Without human discipline, even the best solutions will fall short. The reef's survival depends on balancing progress with preservation carefully always. It is a reminder that nature and humanity are deeply interconnected systems. What happens at oceans eventually reflects what happens to all life. Protecting reefs means protecting biodiversity, climate stability, and human survival itself. This realization transforms how we see environmental responsibility today globally now. The reef is not distant from us. It is part of us. Every ocean current, every fish, every coral plays a role in life. Losing it would mean losing one of Earth's greatest natural wonders forever. But preserving it means preserving beauty for generations we may never meet. That is the true power of conservation and environmental awareness combined together. Hope is not passive. It is built through continuous action and effort. Every cleanup, every policy, every choice contributes to this global mission. Even small actions ripple outward like waves across the ocean surface. The reef continues to inspire scientists, travelers, and dreamers alike worldwide. Its existence reminds us how extraordinary life on Earth truly is, and how fragile that extraordinary life can become without protection efforts. The story of the reef is far from over today still. It is evolving with every decision made by humanity, globally, everywhere. We stand at a turning point in its long natural history. What happens next depends on awareness, action, and global unity together. The reef has survived millions of years against all odds before. With care and responsibility, it can survive millions more ahead, hopefully. This is not just an environmental issue. It is a human story, a story of connection between people and the natural world itself. A story that reminds us we are guardians, not owners of Earth. And every guardian must choose how they protect what they love. The Great Barrier Reef's future is still in our hands today. Beneath calm ocean surfaces, the reef hides a constant living heartbeat today. Every coral polyp works silently, building structures smaller than a grain of rice. These tiny organisms together create something visible even from outer space itself. The reef is not static. It is constantly growing and changing daily. Currents shape its form like invisible hands sculpting underwater landscapes slowly. Sunlight filters through water, feeding life that depends on delicate balance. Without this balance, the entire ecosystem would begin to collapse gradually. Each section of reef supports a unique community of marine organisms. Some areas are dense cities of life, while others remain quiet. This variation creates incredible biodiversity across different reef zones globally today. Scientists divide reef environments into inner, outer, and lagoon systems carefully. Each zone has distinct conditions that shape which species can survive. Temperature, depth, and salinity all influence coral growth patterns significantly always. Even slight environmental shifts can reshape entire reef communities over time. This sensitivity makes reefs both fascinating and vulnerable simultaneously in nature. Fish species depend on coral structures for shelter and protection daily. Without reefs, many marine animals would lose critical habitats instantly worldwide. Predators and prey interact in complex food webs within coral ecosystems. Every species plays a role in maintaining ecological balance underwater systems. Remove one species, and the system begins to shift unpredictably quickly. This interconnectedness shows how fragile and precise marine life truly is. Coral reefs also produce oxygen, contributing to global atmospheric balance indirectly. Many people do not realize oceans play such a vital role. The reef's influence extends far beyond what meets the human eye. Even weather patterns can be affected by ocean temperature changes globally. This connection links coral health to human life more than expected. Storm protection provided by reefs saves coastal communities from extreme damage. Without reefs, hurricanes and cyclones would hit land with greater force. That makes coral ecosystems natural barriers against environmental disasters worldwide today. The reef is also a source of medical research and discovery potential. Scientists study marine organisms for compounds that may treat human diseases. Some medicines have already been developed from marine biological research findings. This shows how ocean ecosystems contribute directly to human survival needs. Every coral reef may hold cures for future medical breakthroughs unknown. Yet many species are disappearing before they are even discovered fully. That loss represents not just environmental damage, but lost scientific opportunity. Conservation efforts aim to prevent such irreversible loss from happening further. Researchers continue mapping unknown sections of reef using advanced sonar technology. Each expedition uncovers new species and behaviors previously never documented before. The ocean remains one of Earth's least explored frontiers still today. Despite centuries of exploration, vast regions remain scientifically mysterious and hidden. This mystery makes reefs even more valuable for global scientific research. Every discovery reshapes understanding of marine biology and ecological systems worldwide. Local communities often hold traditional knowledge about reef behavior patterns. This knowledge complements scientific research in meaningful and practical ways today. Collaboration between science and tradition strengthens conservation outcomes significantly globally. The reef thrives when humans work with nature instead of against it. This principle is becoming central to modern environmental strategies worldwide now. Sustainable practices are slowly replacing harmful industrial and fishing methods globally. These changes represent hope for long-term reef survival in future decades. Still, challenges remain as climate pressures continue to intensify over time. The reef's pulse continues regardless of human attention or awareness daily. It lives, breathes, grows, and struggles beneath ocean waves continuously always. Its survival story is written in coral layers over thousands of years. Each layer tells a chapter of Earth's environmental history silently underwater. Understanding this living archive helps us learn from past ecological changes. The reef is more than a destination. It is a living memory, a memory of Earth's resilience, complexity, and interconnected systems across time. And that memory continues to evolve with every passing moment today. Long before modern science, the reef was already alive beneath the sea. Indigenous peoples of Australia knew the reef long before written history existed. They navigated nearby waters with deep respect for marine ecosystems around them. Their understanding of ocean life came from generations of careful observation. Stories passed through time describe the sea as a powerful, living world. These early connections shaped how humans interacted with the reef for centuries. European explorers later encountered the reef during long ocean voyages outward. In 1770, Captain James Cook documented parts of the Great Barrier Reef. His ship famously ran aground on its hidden coral structures unexpectedly. That moment revealed the reef's vast scale to the outside world. Early explorers were both fascinated and challenged by its dangerous beauty. Maps slowly began to include this massive underwater structure over time. Scientists soon realized the reef was far larger than initially imagined. Expeditions increased as curiosity about marine ecosystems grew globally among researchers. Early studies focused on understanding coral formation and marine biodiversity patterns. Divers used basic equipment compared to today's advanced underwater technology tools. Even then, they described the reef as overwhelming and extraordinary to witness. Photographs later helped bring the reef's beauty to global attention widely. Images revealed colors and life forms few people had ever seen before. Public fascination with the reef grew rapidly during the 20th century. Tourism began to develop around its most accessible and vibrant sections. Boats started carrying visitors eager to experience underwater exploration firsthand directly. The reef became one of the most famous natural wonders on Earth. Scientists established research stations to study coral ecosystems in greater detail. These stations became hubs for marine biology and environmental science research globally. Each discovery deepened understanding of ocean ecosystems and their complex relationships. Over time, the reef transformed from mystery into scientific treasure trove. Yet even today, much of it remains unexplored and scientifically unknown. Advances in diving technology allowed deeper and longer underwater exploration missions. Submersibles now reach areas once impossible for humans to safely access. These innovations continue to reveal hidden ecosystems within reef structures daily. Every expedition uncovers surprising species and behaviors previously undocumented in science. The reef constantly challenges human assumptions about marine life complexity globally. Its discovery story is still unfolding even in modern scientific era. Today, researchers collaborate across countries to study reef systems collectively worldwide. International cooperation has become essential for understanding such vast ecosystems properly. Data sharing allows scientists to track changes across different reef regions. This global effort reflects the reef's importance beyond national boundaries alone. Human connection to the reef continues evolving with growing environmental awareness. Many people now see it as more than just a tourist attraction. It represents a living system that requires protection and respect globally. Educational programs encourage deeper appreciation of marine ecosystems among students today. Virtual reality experiences now allow people to explore reefs digitally worldwide. These tools bring underwater environments to those unable to visit physically. Such experiences help spread awareness of ocean conservation across generations globally. Artists and filmmakers also draw inspiration from the reef's natural beauty. Documentaries showcase its wonders to millions of viewers around the world. These visual stories strengthen emotional connections between people and oceans deeply. Human fascination with the reef continues to grow stronger over time. Yet fascination must be paired with responsibility toward environmental protection efforts. Exploration has shifted from discovery to conservation-focused research in recent decades. Scientists now prioritize understanding how to preserve rather than simply observe. This shift marks a new chapter in human interaction with reefs. The reef story reflects humanity's evolving relationship with nature itself. From discovery to exploitation to conservation, the journey has been complex. Today, we stand at a moment of reflection and responsibility together. The reef reminds us what we gain through exploration and understanding. It also warns us about what we risk through neglect and ignorance. Human history and reef history are now deeply intertwined. To truly understand the reef, we must explore how coral is formed. Coral is not a rock, but a living organism built by tiny polyps. Each polyp is a small creature that lives in colonies together. These colonies slowly build calcium carbonate structures over thousands of years. That slow process creates massive reef systems across ocean floors globally. Coral polyps rely on a special relationship with microscopic algae called zooxanthellae. These algae live inside coral tissues and provide energy through photosynthesis. In return, corals provide shelter and nutrients for the algae to survive. This partnership is essential for coral growth and vibrant reef colors. Without it, corals lose energy and begin to weaken significantly over time. Sunlight plays a crucial role in this delicate biological relationship underwater. That is why reefs grow mostly in shallow, clear ocean waters globally. Temperature stability is also vital for coral survival and reproduction cycles. Even slight changes in water conditions can disrupt coral biological processes. Corals reproduce both sexually and asexually, depending on environmental conditions present. During mass spawning events, corals release eggs and sperm into water. This synchronized event creates underwater clouds of life across reef systems. Fertilized eggs eventually settle and form new coral colonies over time. This slow cycle ensures continuous reef growth and regeneration processes naturally. Different coral species grow in unique shapes and structural patterns globally. Some form branching structures, while others create massive dome-like formations. These shapes provide habitats for countless marine species living within reefs. Fish, crustaceans, and mollusks all depend on coral structures for survival. Each species occupies a specific ecological niche within reef ecosystems carefully. This diversity creates one of the most complex ecosystems on Earth. Nutrient cycling within reefs is extremely efficient and tightly balanced naturally. Waste from one organism becomes energy source for another species nearby. This recycling system keeps the ecosystem functioning smoothly and sustainably over time. However, corals are extremely sensitive to environmental stress and pollution exposure. Increased ocean acidity weakens coral skeletons and slows growth rates significantly. Rising carbon dioxide levels contribute to this acidification process globally today. Scientists measure ocean pH levels to monitor reef health continuously worldwide. Even small chemical changes can have large impacts on coral ecosystems. Coral bleaching occurs when corals expel algae due to stress conditions. Without algae, corals lose color and essential energy for survival quickly. If stress continues, corals may die and reef structures collapse eventually. Recovery depends on conditions returning to stable and healthy levels again. Some corals can regain algae and recover if stress is temporary. However, prolonged stress often leads to permanent reef damage and loss. Marine scientists study coral resilience to understand survival mechanisms better today. Genetic research helps identify coral species that resist heat stress effectively. These resilient corals may play a key role in future restoration. Laboratory experiments simulate ocean conditions to test coral adaptation abilities globally. Researchers also study symbiotic relationships within reef ecosystems in detail carefully. Every discovery reveals more about how life survives in harsh environments. Coral reefs act as natural laboratories for studying evolution and adaptation. They show how cooperation between species can create complex living systems. This cooperation is essential for maintaining ecological balance underwater worldwide today. The science of reefs continues to evolve with new technologies constantly. Advanced imaging allows scientists to study coral growth at microscopic levels. DNA sequencing reveals hidden relationships between reef species and organisms present. These insights improve conservation strategies and restoration success rates globally now. Understanding coral biology is key to protecting reef ecosystems effectively long-term. Without scientific knowledge, conservation efforts would lack direction and precision today. Science and nature work together to reveal the reef's hidden mechanisms. Each coral structure is a result of millions of biological interactions. This complexity makes reefs one of Earth's most remarkable natural systems. The more we learn, the more we realize how much remains unknown. And that mystery keeps scientists exploring deeper into ocean worlds daily. Next part uncovers the threat. Despite its beauty, the Great Barrier Reef faces serious threats today globally. These threats are increasing faster than many scientists predicted in recent decades. Climate change remains the most dangerous factor affecting reef survival worldwide. Rising sea temperatures directly trigger coral bleaching events across vast areas. When bleaching occurs repeatedly, coral ecosystems struggle to recover fully again. Ocean heat waves are becoming more frequent and more intense each year. This creates long-term stress on coral species across different reef zones. Carbon emissions from human activity are driving these temperature changes globally. The ocean absorbs much of this excess heat and carbon dioxide. This absorption changes water chemistry and harms coral structures over time. Ocean acidification weakens coral skeletons and slows reef growth significantly today. Pollution from land-based sources also enters marine ecosystems through rivers. Agricultural runoff carries chemicals that damage coral health and water clarity. Plastic waste accumulates in oceans, harming marine life across reef systems. Marine animals often mistake plastic debris for food, causing internal injuries. Entanglement in fishing gear also poses serious risk to reef organisms. Overfishing disrupts delicate food chains within coral reef ecosystems globally. Removing key species affects balance and stability of marine environments quickly. Coastal development increases sediment runoff that blocks sunlight from corals. Without sunlight, corals cannot sustain their symbiotic algae relationships properly. Tourism, while beneficial economically, can also stress fragile reef environments. Unregulated diving activities sometimes cause physical damage to coral structures. Anchors from boats can break coral formations in seconds of impact. Even sunscreen chemicals washed into water can harm coral reproduction processes. Disease outbreaks among corals are increasing due to environmental stress factors. These diseases spread quickly across weakened reef sections in warm waters. Scientists monitor these outbreaks to understand patterns and prevention strategies better. Coral predators like crown-of-thorns starfish also damage reef structures significantly. Population spikes of these starfish can destroy large reef areas rapidly. Human activity indirectly contributes to these imbalances in marine ecosystems globally. Climate variability, such as El Niño, intensifies coral stress conditions further. These natural cycles, combined with human impact, create severe environmental pressure. Some reef regions are now classified as critically endangered ecosystems worldwide. Loss of coral cover has been documented in many reef zones. This decline affects biodiversity, fisheries, and coastal protection systems globally. Economic impacts also follow when reef health declines significantly over time. Tourism revenue decreases in areas where coral damage becomes visible widely. Fishing industries suffer when marine populations decline due to habitat loss. Local communities feel these effects most strongly in coastal regions daily. Scientists warn that without action, large reef sections may disappear. However, some regions still show resilience and partial recovery signs today. This gives hope that intervention can still make meaningful differences globally. Conservation efforts aim to reduce stress and support coral regeneration processes. Marine protected areas restrict harmful activities and allow ecosystems to recover. These zones show higher biodiversity and healthier coral conditions over time. Restoration projects actively transplant corals into damaged reef areas carefully now. Early results from these efforts show promising ecological improvements in regions. Still, restoration alone cannot solve large-scale climate-driven problems alone. Global cooperation is essential to address root causes of reef decline. Scientists emphasize urgent need for emission reduction across all industries worldwide. Policy changes are slowly being introduced to protect marine ecosystems better, but implementation remains uneven across different countries and regions globally today. Public awareness continues to grow about reef vulnerability and importance. Education campaigns highlight how human actions impact ocean ecosystems directly daily. Many individuals are now choosing more sustainable lifestyles to help oceans. Small collective changes can significantly reduce environmental pressure over time. The reef's future depends on both global systems and personal responsibility. Every threat it faces is also an opportunity for human action. Understanding these challenges is the first step toward protecting this natural wonder. As this journey ends, the reef still stands as a symbol of life. Despite all challenges, it continues to exist and inspire the world today. The Great Barrier Reef is more than an ecosystem. It is a miracle. It represents patience, resilience, and the power of natural creation over time. Every coral structure reminds us that life can build beauty from simplicity. Even in crisis, the reef continues to show signs of survival and strength. This resilience gives scientists and conservationists reason to keep fighting forward. Hope is not lost, even when conditions seem extremely difficult globally. Recovery is possible when nature is given space and time to heal. Humans now play a critical role in deciding that outcome carefully. The reef teaches that small actions can lead to large consequences. It also teaches that collective action can restore damaged natural systems. Around the world, conservation movements are gaining momentum and support rapidly. People are beginning to understand the importance of protecting ocean life. Awareness is turning into action in communities across many countries today. Scientists continue to develop new methods to restore coral ecosystems effectively. Innovative techniques give damaged reefs a chance to rebuild slowly again. Coral nurseries are being used to grow new colonies for transplantation. These efforts show how human intervention can support natural recovery processes. Success stories from restoration sites are spreading optimism among researchers globally. Some reefs once considered lost are showing surprising signs of revival. Marine species are returning to areas where coral is being restored. This return of life signals ecosystem recovery in meaningful ways today. However, long-term protection remains essential for lasting ecological stability worldwide. Climate action is still the most important step for reef survival. Reducing emissions can slow warming and give corals a fighting chance. International cooperation continues to be key in addressing environmental challenges globally. Governments are being urged to prioritize ocean conservation in policies today. Education continues to shape future generations into environmental stewards of Earth. Young people are becoming more engaged in climate and ocean protection efforts. Their voices are powerful in shaping future environmental decisions globally now. Technology will continue supporting monitoring and restoration of reef ecosystems effectively. But technology alone cannot replace responsible human behavior and choices daily. Every individual has a role in protecting this underwater treasure worldwide. Simple actions like reducing waste can contribute to ocean health significantly. Supporting sustainable tourism helps preserve reef environments for future visitors ahead. Choosing eco-friendly products reduces harmful chemicals entering marine ecosystems over time. These actions may seem small but create meaningful collective impact globally. The reef survival story is still being written by humanity today. Its future depends on decisions made in homes, governments, and industries. It is a shared responsibility that crosses all borders and cultures worldwide. The reef reminds us that Earth's beauty is both powerful and fragile. Protecting it means protecting the balance of life on our planet. It stands as a living symbol of what we must preserve together. Its colors, structures, and life forms inspire awe in every generation. Few natural wonders carry such importance for both nature and humanity. The reef is a reminder of what we stand to lose or save. It teaches that time is precious and environmental action cannot wait. Every effort made today shapes the oceans of tomorrow significantly worldwide. Hope lies in awareness, responsibility, and global unity for conservation efforts. The reef continues to exist because life always seeks balance and survival. Its persistence shows nature's incredible ability to endure against all odds. But that endurance still depends on human respect and protection efforts. We are now part of its story, whether we realize it or not, and that story will be remembered for generations to come globally. The reef's legacy is one of wonder, warning, and responsibility combined. It challenges us to think beyond ourselves and act for Earth. Its future is uncertain, but hope still remains within our hands. What we choose today will define this underwater world forever ahead. The Great Barrier Reef lives on as Earth's greatest call for protection.